During Prime Minister Borisov's last meeting with President Putin, the Russian leader said that the mischiefs of the little brother resulted in some 800 million euros in sunken costs following the demise of the South Stream. The Russian president rarely makes grand mistakes when it comes to counting money. We ought to trust him on that. The same figure, with the equally colossal sum ostensibly lost, resurfaced in recent internal debates in Bulgaria with the sacrosanct question, where has the money gone? A simple rewind of the past story will provide a baseline for assessment of the situation. Gazprom's contribution to the South Stream Bulgaria capital was 100 million euro. Another 100 million euro it borrowed to its partner, the Bulgarian Energy Holding. And then another 25 million came as added capital to cover working transactions, operative costs. The total altogether amounted to slightly above 200 million euro. Yet it fell well short of the 30% that was needed to cover the 30 to 70% ratio equity to debt. And those 30% equaled 1,260,000,000 in euros. A long shot, a long distance between the 200 invested as equity in the company and the project equity that was 1 billion above. Most of this bank were deposited in the Bank for Development, Bulgarian Bank for Development, which later formed an excellent source for loans to be provided to different oligarchs, to Mr. Peevsky, Mr. Kovatsky, Mr. Domoshchev, and of course, the almighty Ahmed Dagan. Worth recalling earlier is that the Bulgarian Bank for Development extended an unprecedented 150 million loan to a close proxy of Ahmed Dagan, a man called, an oligarch called, a nickname, the Wolf. The banking community was shocked because that was at the top range of what was allowable under the IFRS rules that were meant to imply a more strict discipline, a stricter discipline. Yet the big intrigue remains, where have the money gone between the 800 million that Mr. Putin was talking and the 200 million that we saw deposited as capital in two banks. The main capital was deposited in the Bank for Bulgarian Development and the Raiffeisen Bank, which was operation of obvious reasons because it had a much wider, broader branch offices. The former CEO of the commercial bank, corporate commercial bank, Mr. Ilian Vassilev, who fell from grace, points to the media mogul Ilian Peevsky as the mastermind, the man who actually directed contracts and orders and benefits. It's henceforth safe to assume that the missing millions, 600, between the 800 and the 200, we already referred to, have been directed via Mr. Peevsky's own decision or with his profound role. And in all likelihood, they have gone to oil the wheels of corruptions of government officials, executives, and oligarchs, both in Russia and in Bulgaria. One does not need to speculate any further that this has happened, judging from the base fact of extrapolating or juxtaposing the cost per kilometer in the South Stream, the cost per kilometer in the new Balkan Stream, and the cost per kilometer in the interconnector Greece-Bulgaria. of course, discounting for the differences in pipe diameters and the number of pipes. But the essential thing is that the money have gone to oil the wheels of Bulgarian corruption. And that is the important lesson. We'll continue further exploring in depth into the financial schemes behind the Balkan Stream, where we would lead you into a very intricate scheme where at the bottom of it is Gazprom Bank again. Thank you.